Are we live? All right. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Welcome to another live lesson through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah. And as always, before we get into this lesson, I'd like to give all honor, all praise, all glory to our power, Yahweh.
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rakak.
All right, double honors to our elder apostles, elder bishops that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations also to the fellow Akim and Akwaf that's sincere, that's pushing the names of the Lord. Rather, that's keeping the faith, Salakia, that's keeping the faith and that's holding on to the names of the Lord, which is the Heavenly Father name is Yahweh and his son name is Yahweh Shah. To you we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Right, with the Son of Salvation, out here again, live in Brooklyn as always, coming back week in and week out. The Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah to give you another edifying lesson. And in this topic, we're going to speak on fear, because the spirit of fear is debilitating, right? Meaning that it cripples, it can cripple your faith, it can weaken your faith, and it can mess up your walk. That's one of the fiery darts of the enemy. You know what I'm saying? That fear, because when a man is timid, when he's afraid, he's not going to perform the moves or acts the way he would if he had the confidence. Like let's say put this in a carnal perspective to give you an example, like sports. You see what I'm saying? If he's timid, if he's in a game, a basketball game, and he's playing, and he's timid, the player's timid, guess what? He's not going to be shooting his point. If he's a point guard, he's not going to play his position well, because he's scared. He might be scared of the defender, right? He might be scared of what the coach might say. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, he got fear. And that fear is stopping him from performing at his best. And that's why Satan uses fear to weaken us, so that we don't perform at our best. Because this is a spiritual war. So in war, strategy and tactics going to happen. But we got the spiritual armor. Bring that scripture out.
4:40?
No, Ephesians the 6th chapter. That's why it's important every day, pray to the Lord to put that spiritual armor on you, because you got to be able to defend against the fiery darts of the enemy, right? That's fear, that's insecurity, that's doubt, right? That's another powerful demon, the demon of doubt. That's a spirit, you know what I'm saying? The doubt demon, So you got to ask the Lord to protect you, because that's what armor do. Armor is a protection. It's a layer of protection so that attacks can't get you as easily. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You got it already?
Yeah, I got it here. Ephesians. Let's see switch. Yep. Try it. Let's switch with because it's bigger.
Yeah, just hold that mark 4:40. You say Ephesians chapter 6 and verse what?
Ephesians chapter 6 and start at verse 12.
Start at verse 12. This is the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Read verse 10. Go up to 10. The point is in 12.
All right, this is the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord Yahweh and in the power of his might.
Right, the strength. It said, my brethren. So this is for y'all. What is scripture instructing us to do? It said, be strong, right? Be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Because see, as it tells you in Exodus 14:14, be still, for he goes out to fight for you, right? The reason why when you go into the history, our forefathers, right, armies, the Israelite armies were winning, our armies were winning at that time when we fought against our enemies, because the Lord was fighting with us. This is why when you go into Judah, the 5th chapter, right, it instructs, I believe in Judah, the 5th chapter, the 5th chapter, right, I forgot, one of the Ammonite captains, they figured out the weakness amongst our people, which was sin. Because they came together, the heathen, when you read into that chapter, the heathens, the military men, the top military men of different heathen nations, right? They came together and they had a meeting. And the one who hosted that meeting, I forgot his name, Hodos or something like that, must be paraphrasing. But he explained to the other captains and other top military officials of the different heathen armies that, hey, if you want to destroy these people, you got to get them in sin. You got to keep them in iniquity. Because if they ever right with their power, we're powerless. We can't beat them, right? So the only way we can beat them, we have to weaken, cripple them by way of keeping them in sin. This is why Esau created this world to where it flourishes in sin. That's why iniquity is abounding. It allows sin and wickedness to flourish, right? There's no stop to it. It's do what thy will. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's not extreme like murder or acts of violence, you basically do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? So going back to what we was talking about the fear, you know, we gotta trust in Yahweh by Shema Shah and not ourselves, right?
Can I? Oh, you want to finish this?
Yeah, go to verse 11.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh. It says God, meaning power, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Wiles meaning traps, the trickery, snares, because Satan's gonna try to, and this talking about the spiritual demon Satan, right? Also double folk, we're talking about the physical counterpart, which is Esau, because he gonna throw his snares and traps in the carnal sense, and then you got the spiritual demon Satan, right? He gonna throw in his snares. You know what I'm saying? So they work in tandem, because the spiritual demon Satan uses Esau to lay snares too. You see what I'm saying? So this armor, right, which is the Lord's protection, His wisdom, His truth, is going to keep you away from getting caught up in the snares and traps out here. You know what I'm saying? You know what Esau going to try to do, and one of the biggest snares that he's planning to catch people off guard off, because when you lay a snare or a trap, you got to catch them off guard. The scriptures say what? That a snare is you know what I'm saying? That a snare is useless. I'm speaking towards the camera. Salakia, that a snare is useless if the animal can see, if a bird can see the net, he's not going to get caught in it. Right. So you got to catch them unexpectedly. And what Esau going to try to do, the biggest snare he's setting up, is the mark of the beast, right? Because now he got these sellout camps confusing what the mark of the beast is, saying mixed messages. Oh, it's this, it's that, it's this and that, and not giving you the full truth, so that when the MOTB is fully implemented and is globalized, right, and is mandatory for that digital currency system, that beast system, people going to take it unknowingly because they're not going to know what it is, right? That's a snare that Esau is laying down. You know, that mark of the beast, among many other things. So this wisdom, this truth, our relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah is going to keep us away from falling into the snares and traps of Esau Edom, right? And of the spiritual demon Satan. Go ahead. Go to 12.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness. Against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
Right, of this world. So this is spiritual. This is not about, like it tells you in 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, the 4th verse. It's not carnal. We're not fighting a carnal warfare where we got guns, bullets, tanks, fighter jets, bombs. This is not what this is about. This is a spiritual war, right? We're fighting for our souls. You know what I'm saying? Lives is on the line, right? And we're fighting against the wicked elites, right? We fight against the demons, right? The spiritual demons, Satan, demons, right? Witches and warlocks, right? This is spiritual, you know? And our weapons are not carnal. That's also in the scriptures, right? Our weapons is what? Prayer, fasting, reading. These are all weapons, man.
Counsel.
To the untrained eye, it looks like it's just a regular activity, but this is our spiritual weapons. These are our tools that we use to fight against the wickedness and darkness of this world. So what is darkness trying to do? They're trying to snuff your light. That's what darkness is trying to do. That's why the Lord said, be careful that no part is dark. So we got to watch our own selves. Make sure that the darkness don't seep into us. That the light still burns strong. That light is still shining, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we fight against the wickedness of this world. And that's the pressure, right? The the resistance that you feel because you trying to be righteous in a wicked world. That's it.
Come.
Verse 13. That's right.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand. Hold on. Yeah, come. I'm going to read it back. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
Right. So this armor, which is the truth, is now been understanding. Go back to Isaiah 56, right? Now been at that time. That's what's going to protect you against the evils to come. Jacob's trouble, right? The hour of temptation, which is the mark of the beast. That's what's going to preserve you. The preservation comes with the truth. That's the walk, right? The mark of exemption, which is this knowledge, man. That's what's going to make you exempt from judgment. Okay? So going back with fear, you gotta have this truth in order to fight against the fiery darts of Satan. One of them is the spirit of fear. Without this truth, fear was gonna cripple you, man. And eventually, fear might take you out, because you will be doing what it's like it says in Jeremiah 2 and 33. Why thou trimmest that way to seek of love? Because you're afraid. Because you don't want to stand out. Because you don't want to shine your light before men. Because you're scared of what other men are going to say about you. You see what I'm saying? So you need to put this armor on daily in order to fight against the fiery darts of Satan. And one of them is the spirit of fear. You got it,
Come on. Yeah, get that.
Come on. Verse 14. Stand. Oh, Salah. Oh, can I see that book? You kept that for me?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
You sure? You
Mark.
want to read it out of there?
No. Mark. You said with the Mark.
Oh, Mark.
Oh, there was more you wanted to go down?
No. It's all right. I'm just saying, I'm saying read that because it's bigger print. You can see it.
So what we plan to do is bring out how fear can disrupt the walk of truth. Right? Because fear is a level of uncertainty. It's the unsureness. It's the disbelief. Right? It's not having the faith to carry you through. Right? And fear comes in all manner of ways, man. And it mainly comes with doubt. When you don't have the complete faith. Right? When you're not in possession of that perfect love, which Yahweh Hashem Yahushua said he gave us. He's going to give us, right?
I got that myself. But yeah, real quick, doubt is a demon. That's a demon. So you gotta rebuke that demon. Doubt is not emotion. The word for emotion is really demon. Doubt. That's a demon.
Questo me l'ha scritto ieri.
You said it was 4:40?
I got that. It's Mark chapter 4, verse 40. You want me to read from the top or just read verse 40? All right. Mark chapter 4, verse 40. And he said unto them, why are ye so fearful? How is it that ye have no faith?
Right? And this is the disciples he's speaking to, right?
Right.
And this is a direct line of fear. And the fear they're experiencing is the fear from the storm, right? In the middle of the ocean, in a small boat, and the storm is roaring and brewing, and Yahweh Shai is asleep, calm, cool as a fan. But the faith or the level of faith that these disciples have is not enough. They're only strong when Yahweh Shai is doing the leading. You understand? He's resting, so his level of strength didn't exceed to them to give them great faith and trust and believe that what he's talking about is absolute.
Right.
And that's the thing what happens with us. We don't trust the things that we read in. These scriptures are for our learning, and when you learn a thing, it handicaps anything that causes doubt to believe in that very thing you've learned. So the worst thing that you can do is doubt what you're reading. Oh, this is allegorical. This those are the things that are spoken of or spoken about to create doubt, to cause friction with understanding, to bring friction to understanding. You understand? And we can move on to Matthew. Go to Matthew 14 and 30.
Oh, I had a question.
Yeah.
This is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. Right, because temptation is trials, right? Your faith is on trials. It says in 1 Peter 4 and 12. So the disciples being on a boat, their faith was still being developed, right? It's like you have raw talent, but that talent got to be nurtured and developed. And that's what Yahweh Shah was doing. He was nurturing the faith that they already had, you know? And their faith it wasn't at the level that it needed to be, right? But over time it grew, and it was at the level to where they did those great miracles that we read about, right? But going into trust, we have to trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? And fight off the demon of doubt, because none of us is exempt from that demon of doubt. That demon of doubt could jump on any of us and have us questioning what we believe in, or even not trusting in the scriptures. So we got to fight that demon. That's a part of the temptations, the trials, man. Demon, you're going to get enticed to sin, enticed to go off, enticed to do things that you know you're not supposed to be doing, even enticed to doubt. Demons are trying to put ideas or conversations and phrase things in a way to get you to doubt. So you got to, like it says in 1 Corinthians 15:58, be steadfast, unmovable in the faith. You got to be steadfast, man. And the only way you can do that is by knowing what you're involved in, you know? Like what I read, that's a trial of faith. That was temptation. Because the Lord, everything was set up by Yahweh to see what the disciple was going to do. Are they going to trust? Or are they going to be afraid? Right? Are they going to doubt? Or are they going to believe? They had Yahweh Shah.
That's the snare. Fear. That factor is going to always trap you.
Right.
It's going to keep you in a place where you're not going to be able to flourish.
Right.
And you can't flourish when you have fear.
That's right.
How could you flourish when you're afraid? How could you go out on a limb and you're afraid? You're afraid why? Because you don't believe. You're afraid why? Because you can't trust. You're afraid why? Your faith is little.
Right.
And these things happen. These things are going to happen. They're going to continue to happen until you free yourself of fear.
Right.
Get that scripture. The Lord didn't give us the.
I got it. That was one of my scriptures I wrote down.
Bring that out real quick.
I got you. Yeah.
And that's the point, right? He didn't give us the spirit of fear, right? So if he didn't give, you got to first. The whole point of this is because the Lord has given us power, right? This is a land back off of the elder. What's his name? GMS of Rome, right? I read. I saw one of his lessons earlier, and it was magnifying, right? And it brought some truth to light, man, because he's saying that we have power, man. The Lord giving us power, and we don't tap in. And we don't tap in, right? The reason why we don't tap in is because we're afraid, man. We're fearful of the very thing that we choose to believe in, man. You know what I'm saying? It's two things, man. You can either choose to obey or you can choose to die, man. But either way, you can't be afraid. You can't have a fearful mind or heart in this truth, man. You gotta be able to walk out on a limb because that time is soon coming. Where all of what you believe or say you believe in is gonna be tried, man. You're gonna have to show an account of what you stand for. 10 toes down. Head on, head missing. You stood your ground and you didn't turn. Nor did you curse the names. Because that's their thing. They want to, I was thinking, because the Ak said this last camp, man. Their whole mission is to make us give them back the birthright. They want to do the reverse. This whole fight is based on that, man. This is why they trying to put us in the squeeze. They had us in the rooster, they had us in the chicken, they had us in the figure four, they had us in every move known to man. But this last move is the move of all moves, man. And this is for the soul, man. For the spirit. For eternal power. For eternal life, man. So yeah, pull that back.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. For power hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
Right, that power is the strength, the leaning, the putting your plug in the socket, being connecting yourself to the power, the source. And how you connect yourself to the source is by believing, trusting, having faith, calling on those names, believing that what you ask for is going to transpire, man. It's gonna happen. Why it's gonna happen? Because you believe. Why you believe? Because he said so. That's why. Not doubting what he said. He said he's gonna do this for us. All we gotta do is our part.
Right.
So I'm gonna believe that, and I'm gonna stand on it.
Wow.
You got it.
And what he said, going into that faith. Remember, the faith is in you. He's saying it with boldness because he got faith. You see what I'm saying? And what doubt and what fear and doubt is two sides of the same coin. Because what it's trying to do is trying to destroy that faith. That's why it's a fiery dart from Satan. He's trying to destroy your faith. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, you gotta fight. That's the good fight. You gotta fight against that. You gotta rebuke that doubt. You gotta rebuke that fear. You know, and not let it consume you. Because going back to the disciples, right? They was going off the ponder. Oh shit, we in this terrible storm, and the storm was terrible. When you go into the different gospels, it tells you how bad the storm was, man. They thought they was gonna die. That's how much the storm. That's how bad the storm was. They really thought they was gonna drown, but it wasn't the case because Yahweh Shah is with them. So this applies to your real life, right? The Lord might test you. He might put you in situations where, on the surface, it look like you can't handle the situation. It's too much, right? But you forgetting, just like the disciples on the boat, that Yahweh Shah is with you through all of us. Remember, he gave you the promise. He said, I'm with you always to the end of time. So no matter how overwhelming or how big the situation is, how great the mountain is, the Lord is with us. And he'll give us the strength to move that mountain, right? That's why when they woke up the disciples, when the disciples woke up Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah calmed the wind, the storm. You know what I'm saying?
Yahweh Shah came walking on that water.
Right. So it's the same with us. Once we remember that we got the power on our side and we tap in like the eye was getting into, we can overcome whatever mountain or whatever seems overwhelming in front of us. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to go through great challenges, right? Great challenges, man. The Jacob trouble ain't no joke. The hour of temptation ain't no joke, man. These are great challenges that's really going to test our endurance and our faith, man. That's why a lot of people going to fall out with Jacob trouble. A lot of people going to switch sides real quick because they never with us in the first place. Because they never had real faith. They wasn't holding on to the Lord's promises. They wasn't believing. They were just faking the funk. And that's what's going to show that in that time when it's great peril. When the Lord turned up the fire. Remember, Sirach 2 and 5, as gold out of the fire, except the men in the furnace and birth to you. The Lord gonna turn up that fire. That's what Jacob trouble is. He just turned up the fire, the high heat. And now everybody that's not gold gonna melt. That's all that this is. They're gonna renounce the faith. And be like, oh no, I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. No, that wasn't me. No, that was them. No, I wasn't violent. No. You know what I'm saying? They try to appease Esau. But it don't matter, because they're gonna be destroyed in the end. What matters is our faith and holding and enduring to the end. That's what matters. I had to put this up. 1 John 4 and 8. Make that real quick. 1 John 4 and 8.
4:18.
Yeah, 4 and 18. 1 John 4 and 18. And 18, it says, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear.
Oh, this
Give
one.
you the
Matthew?
2 Timothy.
This is the Matthew items in our
come back to that. What is it? 2 Timothy what? Oh, I didn't write it down.
Second Timothy 1 and 7.
Understand?
No power have not given up the spirit yet.
Ooh, precept one. That what you was about to say is how you gonna read what you gonna read?
I thought he was reading my Bible the whole time.
Nah. I think it is.
Second Timothy what?
First
1 and
Timothy.
7.
Yeah, Second Timothy 1 and 7. I got it.
I have it here. You bring it out? It's the book. I have it right here.
Oh yeah, First John 4 and 18. Yeah, First John chapter 4 verse 18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love.
Now, precept that among us. Yeah, bring that one out.
This is the book of First Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7.
Now read it over.
Desiring to be teachers or
Second Timothy.
Second Timothy. Oh, Salat. This is the first. My bad. Momentarily. It's the book of Second Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
See, power and love, right, is of a sound mind. Meaning, he gave you the calm. He gave you the calm that you need to not fear. He put you in the presence of himself. You know, we supposed to be air-like minds with Yahweh Shah. Our minds are supposed to be cast on the same things that Yahweh Shah's mind was cast on.
Which is the will of the Father be it done in prophecy.
And if, right, and you're given what? His power. You understand? Through your belief, it grows. That power strengthens you. It follows you through. It's like your inner light, that infrared to make you see in the darkness. You understand where I'm coming from? And that's the light that the Lord has given to us through his strength and his power. Right? Through the Rakadas, the comfortability, the understanding, the knowledge and wisdom. We not here by accident, man. And we supposed to move in that manner, man. And the reason why we gonna move in the manner is because we got belief and faith. We not worried, we not afraid. We get beat up, so what? He didn't teach us to turn our cheek. But turning cheek is
And dealing with the brotherhood.
it's right. It's not turning your cheek like I can slap. No, you put your hands on me, I'm knock your ass the fuck out.
Right.
I'm not saying we violent, but I'm not gonna stand there and let you.
Self-defense.
Exactly.
Self-preservation.
You're not of that. You're separate. You're holy.
Right. And turning the other cheek real quick for clarity for those that don't know.
Right.
It means to overlook an offense. That's why people say he who overlook offense will have friends, right? Roughly paraphrasing. You get that precept? He who overlook an offense. Not on your phone. Look it up. On your phone. Phone's right there. Oh, look it up. He who overlook an offense will gain friends, because that's what turn the cheek means. It means to overlook an offense, right? Let's say your brother.
Huh? Yeah, just make sure.
You know, let's say, let's say, you talking and a brother might be coming at you crazy, or, you know what I'm saying?
Being boisterous, man.
Yeah.
Trying to overtalk and overpower.
Right, and then it's like they're in an offense, right? They offended you, but you overlook the offense because you see that, all right, brother just got, you know what I'm saying? He got spirits on him. I just gotta pray for the brother. You know what I'm saying? And just overlook that. You know, it's not a big thing. So it needs to overlook offenses, right? Now, some offenses you can't overlook. Some offenses you have to address. But minor, small offenses, you can overlook. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal, right? But like, there's certain offenses you gotta address, you know. But it means to overlook the offense.
Get back to
Proverbs 19 and 10.
Yeah.
Get a KJV version. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 19 and verse 10. The light. Yes, it. No.
No, that's all right. No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it.
That wasn't it? All
Yeah,
right.
it's a lot here. But going back to love, right? It says, 1 John chapter 4, verse 18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love, right? Verse 19, we love, that's why we love him, right? Because he called us out of the world. As it said, John 15:15, I have not chosen thee. I'm not chosen, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and have ordained you that you bear fruit, man. He called us out of the world. That's why we have his name. You see? Because he loved us. That's why he calls us the children of Yahweh Shem Shah. That's why he adopted us. Because he loved us, man. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want us to suffer the wrath to come. By him adopting us and calling us children and putting the spirit in us to say, Abba Father, right? He wanted to keep us close, right? Like Yahweh Shah said, I would gather them like chickens with their hens. You see what I'm saying? Yahweh Shema Shah wanted to keep us close because he didn't want us to suffer the
That
same.
look like a cherry. You see that? My bad. You see that cloud moving?
Yeah.
It's kind of invisible in the middle. It's two.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
See that? That's a chariot, bro. Who maketh the clouds a chariot? You see them two clouds just moving? It's cloaked though. You see it? Word.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Chariot, bro.
you know, going back to what I was saying, you know, damn, what would I say? I forgot.
My bad, bro.
what that perfect love, man.
Yeah, that perfect love. You know, the Lord adopted us back, right, through Yahweh Shah's sacrifice, through his works, through what Yahweh Shah did for us. We're adopted back to the Father, man. And now the Spirit is in us. Yahweh Shah's Spirit in us to call him Abba Father. And the Lord did that because he wanted us close. He didn't want us to suffer like the people in the world, man. Because their great judgment is coming upon these people, right? You seen what happened to that 1-year-old? That's judgment. Got shot in the face. I think I heard. He got shot. I don't know. No, it was in the chest, if I'm not mistaken.
Bring that Job 1 and 7, 4 and 7 episode.
Yeah.
Bring clarity to those who.
Judgment. What
That's
judgment
an
is?
innocent child.
No, you gotta understand judgment. See, judgment,
And reincarnation.
the Lord,
Sees innocence.
right, the Lord is a judge. So when you go into the spirit world, you get your sentence and you live out you receive your judgment in the spirit world, and and once you receive your sentence, you live it out on the earth.
That's not hard to understand at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This
for
is
you.
this is where you
For you,
right.
don't assume that these people know. They don't.
Right.
That's why we out here telling them. That's why we out here learning them things.
You know? But I get what he's saying. It's simple to the let's go back into the rock.
The one who sees.
Right, it's easy to understand for the righteous, but the wicked can never understand it.
Get it.
Can't get it. So for you hopeful elect out there, y'all understand what we say, and we really speaking to y'all, man. The elect, because the rest don't get it. They won't understand. This is too much for them. Right, it's gonna confound them. This is too much information for them. You know what I'm saying? Right. But yeah, the Lord loved us, man. That's why he called us out of the world and gave us his holy name and his truth. Because he wanted us close, man. He didn't want us to suffer like the people in the world. Verse 20. If a man say, I love God and hate of his brother, he is a liar. Many liars, hypocrites, man. Because somebody, you say, I love God, right? Or I live for God, I love God, but you hate your brother, man. You looking at your fellow Israelite with a contemptuous eye, man. With contempt, like, oh, look at this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's not. And the love we speaking on is regarding the truth. When you go into Luke the 12th chapter, who my brother, get that real quick. Who my brother, who my brethren, my mother, my sister, those in the faith. So us in the faith, right? We can't look towards each other because 2/3 is 2/3. right? Those not our brothers. They Israelites. They are neighbors, but they not our brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? They not our kin. Our kin. These are my kin, right? People outside of the truth, they're Israelites. They my fellow Israelite, but they not my kin, man. They not close, cause they don't share the same their faith that I do. We don't walk together. I only walk together with these brothers. I don't walk together with the people in the world, cause they don't share the same faith that I do. They don't share the same God that I do. Most of them worship. Most of them is atheists, or they worship in Jesus Christ.
Or idols, period.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody got their idols. I'm saying they're not walking, they're not willing to serve the true and living God because of the suffering, because of the fear that it comes. That's the fear, like, you know what I'm saying? Once they start catching hell, they're like, oh, hell no. That actually happened. Like, people get kicked out their house after they, you know what I'm saying, coming to the truth, and that shit blows their mind. Like, they say, oh, now this truth gonna be fucking me up like this. They're not willing to give that sacrifice.
Right.
But that just means simply that they was not of the elect. You know what I'm saying? That's how they got sifted.
And that's a big idol, that money, man. Money, like it tells in 1 Timothy 6 and 10, money, the love of money is the root of all evil. That's a huge idol. Idol is basically anything on this earth that you put above Yahweh Shema, which you worship. People worship money, man. People worship money.
Oh, this was the Matthew. Don't bring this up.
No, you
This is when he said, who's my brother, who's my mother.
Oh, you actually.
yeah, no, you can bring out Aharon scripture. Yeah, bring it out. But yeah, that money is a damn idol. It's a big idol. People worship that money, man. People worship money. But yeah, people worship that demon, man. Love of money, man. People worship many things, right? But all of that is vain. Like in scripture say, they as dumb as the idols that they worship. Because you worshiping all of these things, and they're not going to lead to nothing. They're not going to bring you salvation. They're not going to save your soul. Ultimately, you're going to be destroyed with like everybody else. They ain't going to help you. You bring out his scripture.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 20. Oh, excuse me. It's the book of Matthew chapter 14 and verse 30. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me.
The water.
This is Yahweh Shah speaking, talking about Peter. And Peter's
We should go up. We should go up and
No, it's good right here. The reason why is because we're talking about what fear does in this walk. We're not really explaining anything other than the fact that fear can hinder you in this walk. I mean, we could go through other things, but the point is, fear disrupts things, man.
Right.
If you in this walk, it's not gonna have you even keel or balance. And if you're not balanced, you're not gonna be able to continue this straight gate, man.
Right.
Because you're gonna be constantly, giving to, going with and fro, going to and fro with the wind.
Right.
You're being pulled with every different doctrine. Anything that makes sense that has comfortability written on it. You understand? Because comfortability will take you out of fear. You understand? Being comfortable with a way of life. Fear is you coming out on a limb. Fear is you being able getting over the fear. It's you coming out on the limb. Fear will have you stuck, hiding, trying to look for cover, not trying to show who you are.
Right.
Fear will have you hide this truth.
Yes. Yep.
Put that shit in your back pocket. You know what I'm saying? Walk around and playing both sides of the fence.
Yep.
You know
Double-minded.
So you gotta understand the reason why I brought this topic too is because it's a very serious topic. It seems simple, and it's mostly lost. It's a forgotten truth in this walk because nobody really speaks. I mean, people speak on it all the time, but we trying to speak on it in a manner where it is a problem. It is a big effing problem, man. And if you don't see it, it's probably gonna attach itself to you at some point or some degree, man. Okay, finish.
Yeah, I was gonna say what you were saying earlier about huh?
7. I had the scripture on that phone.
Yeah. Oh, Matthew 14? Yo, give me a second. What you were saying, I was thinking about Jonah, how he was fleeing from the presence of the Lord. And that's what fear could do. It could make you flee from the presence. Like you would want to, because the thing is, when you fear the world and when you fear the things of this world and your fear is not strong and the fear of the Lord is not strong, right? Then you will start to flee from the presence of the Lord. Because Jonah was doing it out of rebelliousness, but it comes to show you that
his rebelliousness had to do with fear too, because he was given a role. He was supposed to come out here and push this truth.
the Nineveh, yeah, prophesied in Nineveh.
And he was like, I don't want to do that. But that was fear. His fear hindered him from doing that. The Lord gave you that decree. What do you mean you don't want to do that?
Yeah, you're being rebellious.
Yeah, rebellion is what? Death, man. You know? You could either obey or disobey, man. It's two
Yeah,
things.
and you know what? When he went through the trial of him going in that giant mammal, right, and he was in the belly for 3 days, that was the Lord putting the fear on him, strengthening him his fear in the Lord,
Exactly.
because his fear in the Lord was weak. That's why I put out that example with Jonah. That's what happens when your fear of the Lord is weak, man. And you don't really fear at the level that you need to fear. You start to become rebellious, and then the Lord, if He loves you and He's dealing with you, He gonna put you in a situation where that fear of the Lord will
Knock
increase.
you upside your head
Yeah.
real quick and fast.
Yep, that's right.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 14 and verse 30. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me.
Right, that was his fear on trial. I mean, his faith on trial. Like,
And he cried to the Lord.
his faith was on trial. No, his faith was weakened. He did cry, but he didn't believe. You know what I'm saying? And that's when he began to sink. He started to doubt. You see, this is what happened when you start to doubt what you believe, right? You start to doubt what we read. We read these scriptures. We learn these scriptures, or rather, we read these scriptures for our learning, right? And when we start to learn it, we start to apply it slowly but surely. The more you read a thing, it becomes you. It becomes a part of you. You understand? You start to study. You start to relive it, react it, think about it, visualize what you see, going back into time. You know what I'm saying? And putting yourself in that space and time. What did the brother say? I can't remember who said it. I think it was Remnant Remnant Save 144. He said when you read in Job, instead of saying Job, put your name in Aaron. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying Job, put your name in Josh. Instead of saying Job, put your name in Lord. You get what I'm saying? So, the thing is, you start to put yourself there to get comfortable, to take away that fear, to gain more faith. And that's what we got to do, man. And that's what he was, that's a display of his faith being weakened. You know what I'm saying? This is early in the game with him, but at the same time, you walking with the Lord, man. That's a big thing, man. We wasn't here with him. You know what I'm saying? And our faith is big and strong, man. Not saying it can't be tried and kind of depleted if that be the word, if that be the will of the Lord. But I believe we have that faith that's going to keep us and going to survive us, man, whether we have to get taken out or not.
Right.
I believe we have that faith, man. You know what I'm saying? I pray for it. And I pray for myself, I pray for my brother.
That's right.
You understand? So, regardless of what I'm trying to say, is that what Peter was going through was his faith on trial.
Right.
And his fear failed him. You understand? Whether or not he called on the Lord grabbed him and brought him back, you still showed that you had that little faith.
Right.
That's not going to get you anywhere. You understand? And that's an example. This is the point where we spoke about that these verses in scripture is for our learning.
Right.
Peter's story is for our learning. You understand? So we can reflect and not follow suit.
Just real quick, when we read Matthew 14 and then Mark 4, going into both accounts, because they go into the same account of them being on the boat, them going through that storm.
Yep.
Each time Yahushua, it said the same thing at the end. Yahushua said the same thing. Oh, yo, ye of little faith, why did you doubt? When you go into Matthew, he says, why did you doubt?
Yeah.
Because the account that he brought up when Peter was literally walking on water, he was walking on water. He performed the miracle with his faith. So he had the faith. It's just that when the doubt came in, he started to drown. That's when the Lord had to pick him up.
Sinking, yeah.
You see? And that applies to us because, see, the point is to have more faith and cast out the doubt and less doubt. Cast it out. Because when you have that, when you have faith and you casting out the doubt, you're able to do great things in the Lord. You see what I'm saying? But what fear does is it creeps in and try to get you to doubt. So this way you can't do those great things in the Lord. That's why it's one of Satan's weapons. He's trying to slow you down. To take you out. See? But see, just the same way how the Lord had to pull Peter out from drowning, that's what he's doing with brothers and sisters, man. Yeah, when you know what I'm saying, when that doubt creep in, cause like I said, righteous men fall 7 times to get back up. We're not perfect. You're gonna make mistakes, right? Things you're gonna get overwhelmed, and that demon might get an advantage over you for a moment, and the Lord gotta strengthen you to get you out of there. He gonna get you out of there, just same way he did Peter, you know.
Yeah.
Verse 31. And immediately Yahushua stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt?
Why did you doubt? So doubt is the demon that we have to conquer. Doubt is the demon we have to fight against. Doubt is a part of this faith, man. Doubt is fighting that good fight of faith. You gotta fight the doubts, because doubt is what's holding you back. Because that's what fear invites doubt. It does. Because when you're afraid, fear and doubt is like twins, man. As soon as you got fear, the doubt gonna come in together. It's a package deal. It really is. They twins. It's a package deal. 2 times in the same coin. Once you start to be afraid, then you begin to doubt. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta cast out that doubt and that fear, man. It's gonna be a fight. It's not easy, but you gotta cast it out, because that's what's holding you back in your walk. Real quick, I'm gonna finish this out. 1 John 4:20. It says, if a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen? That's plain. I don't gotta break that down. That's simple. How can you love something? How can you love someone if you don't love what you see? How can you love something you can't see? We never seen the Father nor his Son. We know of the image based on what the accounts is written in the scriptures, but we never physically seen them. That's why the scripture said, blessed is he who didn't see but believe. We just believe, you know what I'm saying? But we haven't seen them, right? So we can't even love our brothers that's right in front of us. How can we love the power that we never seen? We're lying to ourselves now. As it is written, be not deceived. He who says that he is but he can't only deceive himself. Which he is not, only deceive himself. You can't say you love your brother, or you can't say you love God when you don't love your brother. That's right in front of you, that you can touch and talk to every day. Verse 21, last verse. It says, verse 21, 1 John 4:21. And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also. That's a commandment, man. To love thy neighbor. When they asked him, and the people asked Yahushua, what are the 2 greatest commandments? He said, what? To love the Lord with all thy heart, mind, and soul, and to love thy neighbor thyself. That go back to Deuteronomy the 6th chapter. These are commandments, man. Your neighbor is your brother, man. Who's our brother? The ones in the faith. Same faith as you. Love them as you do yourself. Please cherish them. Honor them. You know what I'm saying? Show that proper respect. But that's love. Love in the eyes of Yahweh Shema Shah, we show our love to the Lord by keeping his word. By having integrity.
You know what? Get that precept.
Because integrity Because the Lord has integrity, so the Lord is requiring us to have integrity, which is what? To be bound by His word. The same way how Yahweh Shema Shah is bound to His word, how Yahweh is bound to His word, right? We are bound. We have to be bound to that word, man. That's what us striving for righteousness is about. Being more bound to the word, being more bound to righteousness.
Can I say something real quick?
That's love. Not saying I love you, but then living contrary to what the Lord is saying. Right? Look, it makes it clear in 1 John 5:3. It says, "For this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous." That's plain.
Bring it in, huh?
Yeah, that's plain. That's the love. That's the love of Yahweh Shema Shah. And going back to what we read in 1 Peter 4 and 1 John 4:18, perfect love cast away fear. So if you're strong in the Lord, you're gonna be more bound to His word, which means you're able to easily cast off the fear and the doubt. You see how it all plays together? The more you fear the Lord, the more you keep His word. The more you keep His word, the easier it is to beat the doubt demon and the spirit of fear, and the spirit of doubt. You're able to fight that easier because you fear the Lord more, as it is written, which I'm gonna bring out Proverbs 14:26. The fear of the Lord brings a strong confidence. Doubt can't come in. Why? Because you got a strong confidence. Where did the confidence come from? The Lord. The fear of the Lord. So the more you fear the Lord, the more you keep His word, the more confident you'll be, the less room doubt and fear has to creep in.
And them demons that come into your mind and speak like that, they know that you have a reward. They're trying to distract you off your path. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's what that doubt, all those, that's their tools, the spiritual
Right.
demons.
And the thing is, like, too, we don't know who we are in the spirit. They know. And they armed with that knowledge. They know who you are. You don't know who you are. Because that knowledge is not given to us who we are in the spirit. But they know who you are. That's why they're going so hard. They're like, oh yeah, that's a great man right there. I gotta go hard. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go hard. Because they know who you are in the spirit. They know. When you go back to Acts the 19th chapter, when the priests try to come in and rebuke the demon, right? When they came in try to rebuke that demon, he said, look, whole lot, Yahweh Shah know him. Whole lot know him, but who are you? Because they try to rebuke him in the name of the Lord. But see, they wasn't, yeah, because they wasn't anointed. They wasn't recognized in the spirit. Right. They wasn't in heaven. They didn't have authority from the Lord. They wasn't recognized in the spirit realm. They like, who are these guys, man? They nobodies. You know what I'm saying? So them demons know who you are, man.
Yeah, that's cool. I was just going to, oh yeah, I was just, because when he was talking about love, I was going to bring that up earlier. You know, because when you love your brother, the Lord, you said, roughly paraphrase, how could you love the Most High if you don't love your brother? And the Lord also said, what you do unto your brother, you're doing it to me, because he's a believer. You know what I'm saying? Not your carnal brother, not your blood brother, not that. It's your brother that came into the same faith as you. You know what I'm saying? Do the same labor as you. What you do to him, what you say to him, you know what I'm saying? What you think about him, that's all recorded. You know what I'm saying? And how you deal with it too, because these are demons. I want to bring this. This is Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God.
Right, because the Lord is telling you to not have fear. Why? Because He's with you. Your power is in the name. Those who call on my name is like a strong tower. Those who call on it, or those who call on it, or rather run to it, are saved, right? Roughly paraphrasing. And this is your belief, and this is your faith, overpowering the fear. Don't be afraid, because there's no need to. Man.
I will strengthen thee, ye. No, it says, yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will up.
That was it.
We could just finish that up, bro. Verse 10.
Isaiah 41 and verse 10, fear thou not, for I am with thee. It says, be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yeah, I will help thee, yeah, I will uphold thee with the right hand
of my righteousness, and that's Yahweh Shai, and he is the book too. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai, you have these precepts, you have trust and faith in this. Remember, because what's that? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time.
Now watch too. With that count with Peter, he called on Yahweh Shai, and he reached down and pulled him. Got him right about him. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And Yahweh Shai, he said, "Lo, I come in the volume of the book." Yahweh Shai is the good news. He is the gospel. He's our mercy. You know what I'm saying? And if you know that, if you have faith in that, that's going to keep you stable. You know what time it is. You know why all of this is going on. And that's not going to shake you. You know why they taking you down in chains and whipping your ass. You know why they doing you like that. Because that's the trial. You know what I'm saying? What's that? In the book of Peter, 1 Peter, Salakia. What's that? It's to try you.
Yeah, 1 Peter 4 and 12.
1 Peter 4 and 12. I'm gonna just get that. 1 Peter 4 and 12. Because these are all tests. You know what I'm saying? The fire is only meant to refine you. You know what I'm saying? It's not meant to destroy you, because we went through some shit. People still alive. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because the Lord is, he's the potter and we the clay. You know what I'm saying? He don't let 1 Peter 4 and what? 12? Yep. You know what I'm saying? He's the potter and we the clay. He's doing something. You know what I'm saying? Lean not on your own understanding. You know what I'm saying? That shit might get a little boisterous and the earth might split. You still gotta have that faith, and you're gonna be honored because of that. You know what I'm saying? That's where the honor is gonna come from. Your faith, and you know what I'm saying? Your endurance. Right. The things you endured. 1 Peter, chapter 4 and verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you. See, plain in English, right? Because the Heavenly Father is gonna actually send them troops. Now I'm talking about the actual hour of temptation. You see, we was talking about the minor temptations, which I'm talking about going through it, getting through Babylon up until that point. You know what I'm saying? Constantly doing the fight, doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Keeping your spirit alive for this. You know what I'm saying? You are the living sacrifice, enduring in that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But
sure.
the trial is coming. And us being out here right now, this is just sharpening us up. You know what I'm saying? Every time, 7 on that license plate and a couple letters. But completion, that's what the Lord is trying to do. See, this is our last captivity, so a lot of shit might pop off. A lot of shit might, you know what I mean? A lot of hell might, it's going to happen. Not might, excuse my language, that was Satan. It's going to happen. There's no doubt about it. It's written. But it has a purpose, you know what I'm saying? So that's why the Lord was confident with those scriptures. Be not dismayed, all right? And so you only got one job, you know what I'm saying? Pray for courage. Just be strong. The Lord got you. You know what I'm saying? But you got to believe in that. The Lord is watching your mind too.
That's how he's saying, think it not strange, man. You know, going through these trials, don't look at it like it's something, you know, like, why me? Nah, think it not strange. You know, the servant is not better than the master.
Right.
You know, so if the Lord, if Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shah went through it, you better believe you're going to go through it. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's a faith boost. That's a faith boost, you know? It's like it. And it allows you to see things from a better perspective, man. And in everything that we do, in any account, even good or bad, you still have to give glory to the power, man. You still have to give an account. Praise him. Glorify his name. Why? Because you've been afflicted. Glorify his name. Why? Because you've been blessed. Glorify his name. Why? Because you're going through something. The point is that whatever happens, you glorify his name. Man.
Praise the Lord through the fire. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? And that's what we're doing with these lives, because we going through it. You know what I'm saying? What the brothers tell you or not, and you on the camera too, whoever may be watching, you know, that's how you know the Lord is dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? So just consider that. You know what I'm saying? And don't let that go to waste. Don't cry about it. Don't buck up and go crazy and go carnal. Don't do that. Don't go carnal. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to put it. But you have to come more spiritual.
You got that, John? Nah, right?
Yeah, I got
I
it. John 14,
14,
20.
27.
Yeah, I got it.
Still want me to get this?
Right.
Serving my brother.
Oh, yeah.
Let me get that first and then we're gonna finish.
Yeah, I got a definition on trials that I read. So this is the definition on trials according to the Google AI overview. It says in the Bible, a trial is defined as a test of faith or a difficult experience designed to refine a person's character, build endurance, and reveal the genuine nature of their devotion to God. Rather than purposeless suffering, trials are viewed as purposeful stepping stone towards spiritual maturity. That's why the scripture said, "Let patience have a perfect work, that you may be, so that you may be full, lacking nothing." Spiritual maturity comes through patience, and that patience comes through what? Suffering, right? Patiently suffering. So the suffering is not purposeless, like it's reading in the definition. It has a purpose. These are stepping stones, or rather, tools that the Lord is using to make you spiritually mature, man. Because you need you need to be spiritually mature in order to get through Jacob's trouble, in order to get through the your faith had to be mature. Your spirit got to be mature, man. To walk by faith and not by sight, man. You got to get built. You got to be nurtured and built up to that point.
And those are all character traits of a faithful servant.
Yep.
You think he God to have a word trial, right? Trials
Yeah, trial.
of a faithful servant, man.
Yep.
You know?
Now it says key concepts and meanings. It says testing of faith. Trials prove that faith is real. The Apostle Peter compares this to how fire refines gold, burning away impurities so that faith is proven to be genuine. Right? Character development. It says the New Testament writer James famously instructs believers to consider it pure joy when facing, that's James 1 and 2. It says, the New Testament writer James famously instructs believers to consider it pure joy when facing trials because the testing produces perseverance, maturity, and spiritual completeness. Right?
Breathe, man. Breathe when you're going through it. And honestly, we're in the flesh, so you're gonna react to it the way the flesh is gonna react. But then you gotta snap. You gotta really consider, like, yo, let me lock in. You know what I'm saying? Let me just breathe and read my Bible. You know what I'm saying? Or don't eat nothing. From here on out, once the shit popped off, fast.
Type down there what the patience and godliness.
Yeah.
Lower cases.
And it says here, the last one, it says divine love and discipline. It says the book of Hebrews. I'm away. Now it said the book of Hebrews explains that difficult seasons are sometimes acts of loving discipline meant to train individuals to share in God's holiness. So the Lord is using these trials to discipline you because He loves you, man. Remember, He loved the one who He chastised us. You know, He rebuked every son He received. That's Hebrews the 12th chapter, man. So the Lord loves you by chastising you because the discipline is training you to be more, the strength in your faith to where you spiritually mature, man. To where you strong enough to go through the hour temptations, to go through these more difficult tests, man. Jacob's trouble.
I think that if I'm living a good life, God is with me. God is good.
Right, that's why they say, that's how the scripture open up, thinking not strange the fiery trial with the trial. Because someone that's new in the faith but don't have the complete understanding would think that God is punished, that Yahweh Shema Shah is punished them because they're going through trials. But it's the opposite. The Lord loves you, that's why you're going through the trials. I'm going to say that again. Someone without the complete understanding, right, or new in the faith, they might think that, oh, the Lord punished me because I'm going through the trials. No, the Lord loves you. That's exactly why you're going through the trials. Because the trials is building you up, making you stronger, so where you can endure more higher levels of testing. Because Jacob's trouble is going to be a higher test. It's going to be a more difficult test to pass, man. The hour of temptation is the ultimate test. So you have to be built up and trained for that. The same thing with boxing, right? You don't just get into a match. If the fighters promotion, they schedule the fight, they don't just be like, all right, I'm just gonna fight that day. No, they train. They train up to that point of the fight. And then they fight on the day thereof. You know what I'm saying? They in a training camp, they training, right? They making the best use of their time training getting themselves prepared for the fight, and then on fight night, that's when they fight. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. The Lord is getting us, is using this time, this grace period that we in to get us prepared and ready for Jacob's trouble, for the hour of temptation. Because that's our fight night, man. That's when everything that we've been learning and what's been cultivated in us is going to show forth. That's why it says wisdom, he who has wisdom is going to shine. We're going to shine in Jacob's trouble. That's why the women going to flock to us in Isaiah 4:1. Why they flocking? Because you got you shining. While the world is in darkness, while the population of men are dying out, while women are being ravished and fucking attacked every hour, we gonna be chilling in a calm spirit. And they're like, damn, what's that peace that you understand? That's what's gonna gravitate to them. It's like, I don't understand it. It's like they're gonna wanna be that because women love security. Women love comfort.
You're gonna see that.
Right, they
stability.
want
you
that.
look mentally stable. You're not
Yeah.
tripping. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
They
natural.
gonna want
because
that.
we was the ones teaching it. The
They're
Lord
gonna be attracted by that.
blessed us to teach it. So it's like it's there, bro. Your face won't even. Remember what that scripture said? Your faces shall not be ashamed.
Right.
And there's another one that also says kind of the same thing. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time because we did normally Yahweh Raphael, you had done in that time all that was needed to done in the spirit. Okay? Let me bring this out. Done on that?
Yeah, I got a quick notable examples. This is Job. One of the examples was Job, trial of faith, right? Job. It said Job endured the loss of his wealth, health, and family. Despite his immense suffering, he remained steadfast, and his story is the ultimate biblical instruction of enduring a profound trial. I wouldn't say it's the ultimate, but it's a great example.
It is, because Job never turned his back, man. He never cursed the man. He lost everything.
Right.
At the time, you gotta understand.
I would say Yahweh Shah is the ultimate example.
Right.
Yeah, they said the Job, but that's why I would say that with
But
Yahweh
that's the
Shah.
ultimate human example. You
Right.
understand? He's not Yahweh Shah, not taking nothing away from him. But I'm
Right.
just saying,
Right.
you gotta read what that is. This man was a king, a rich man, right? Not a king, but he was a rich man.
And he was
right?
praised
He was
by
very
Yahweh
wealthy,
himself.
Right? But the point is, he was a
He was
wealthy man.
respected.
He
Yeah.
had
Wealth.
he had things, material. You understand? Where that was a lot to people. You understand where I'm coming from?
Right.
And when you have things taken away from you, you're less than, right? And when you become less than, now you get cursed. Now you getting hit with disease,
Right.
ailment,
That was
breaking
his
your
test.
body down.
Because Yahweh,
Kids is being destroyed. Everybody is, it's an L on every turn. He's taking an L every which way you look. And he's still having, when his wife was like, yo, you turn your back on me.
yeah,
She
she's
told
like,
her, get about your business, miss.
yeah, you talk about the foolish
She was
woman.
bugging. And what happened? He goes straight. But the point is, he did not lose his faith. He didn't waver. He didn't shake. He stood fast. He stood firm, 10 toes down.
And named
You
Job.
cannot look at Job's story as a simplicity.
Nah,
Nothing
I
simple
don't.
about it.
I don't. It's
Not you. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
period. Like,
it's
Job's
profound.
story is definitely
A good
story-
example for us.
Yeah,
That's a
of course.
great lesson
That's
for
a
us.
faith booster, man.
Yeah. During the
That's a
trial.
faith booster.
Oh.
He has the endurance.
Yeah. And the word Job goes into affliction. That's what his name means, afflictions.
Come,
So it was his destiny to go through that, you know?
come. Yeah.
Joseph, it said Joseph faced the trials of betrayal by his brothers, which were the other tribe.
Israelites,
Yep. It says slavery, which was his brother that became the other tribes, right? They were named after the other tribes, right? So it says Joseph faced the trials of betrayal by his brothers, slavery, and false imprisonment. Ultimately, he recognized that Yahweh Ba'Shemah Shai used these hardships for a greater good. Genesis 37 through 50, right? That's the account of Joseph, his account, right? And of course, it says Yahweh Shai. He said,
I'm gonna have to break out soon. That's why I'm trying to
oh,
do
okay.
this.
Oh, yeah, Salakia. Yeah, this is the last one. It says Yahweh Shai. And we call Jesus, but his real name is Yahweh Shai. It said before his public ministry, Yahweh Shai was led into the wilderness to be tempted, tried by Satan, establishing a model for overcoming hardship and obedience to Yahweh.
The Lord was was weakened because he was fasting at that point.
40 days and 40 nights.
So, right, and when
Man.
you, that's another point. You understand? It goes to the same with Job being taken, things taken from him. You
Right.
understand? And you can't eat. That's something being taken from him. You gotta see things for what it is, man. Not how you want it to be, man. And the Lord, like the biggest demon had to come to him. You understand? The devil himself. So there was no demon he could send to try to convince or go word for word or scripture for scripture where Yahweh said. Only he himself, had to come. And that's a big thing. And he caught him when he was weak. You know what I'm saying? When he was weakened, rather. Yahweh said, the greatness that he is, he overcame.
That's right.
He foresaw what the man was doing. He hit him with scripture. You know what I'm saying?
teaches how to fight.
Exactly. Evil can't do nothing with you, man. When you quote
When you
this
stand
word,
on
man.
faith, when you stand on the
You
scriptures,
quote this word verbatim, man.
that's how you gotta rebuke
You
the
gotta
demon.
bounce, man.
Yeah. And he
That's-
also
go
used
back-
the law.
Go back to Ephesians 6.
I was about to say, I got something to say real quick. I was about to say,
6
yo, you know what I'm saying? That's the armor because you see, I was just gonna say, like, you see how you got all the warlocks and the witches and the people that on the left hand side doing their thing, and they know about us. And you are naked if you don't put
Have
on
the
that
truth.
armor.
Yeah.
You naked, cause that's why Jake be catching hell, because they catching curses. You know what I'm saying? The Lord be allowing some of that shit to go, you know what I'm saying, play out. Houses burning down and death. But we are priests, you know what I'm saying? So we can curse them. Just like they curse us. You know what I'm saying? We gotta fight back. Just like they've been fighting us.
That's what the Lord said. He said, curse those who curse you.
You know what I'm saying? So Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is letting us stand the water Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua and fight. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, Lord willing, we are the elect. Be a chief, man. You know what I'm saying? I say a chief, like, you know what, with God, we had the one with the wisdom, and he was the leader.
Priest.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing. We giving free wisdom as we freely receive from the Heavenly Father Yahweh and His Son Yahushua. Put on your armor, man. I didn't even read this.
Yeah. What is this? This is a...
Oh, I was gonna say he rebuked them with the law too. The law is powerful. You know what I'm saying? But that's still part of scripture. When you go into the account of Yahweh Shah, he used the law against Satan. That law is perfect, man. But we are imperfect. That's why Yahweh Shah covered for our shortcomings in regards to keeping the law. You know, with his own blood, with his sacrifice, he covers our shortcomings. That's why we embrace.
For the camera. That's spiritual confirmation. That's spiritual confirmation. Damn, that's Satan.
Hey, that is.
Oh, alright, there you go. I thought it was just the fear of black on the street. Was it light?
Dang.
I thought you were going to be that.
Nah, it's not John 6.
Oh, you said, my bad, bro. You said, no, first week, second week. Feeling slow?
16. Oh, 1 and 6, man.
I got it.
But you can do 1 and 5. 1, 5, 6, and 7.
I got it. Second Peter chapter 1, verse 5.
Yeah, because
It says, and beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge.
Virtue is speaking of morality. Put morals, bringing morals into your diligent search and seeking. Faith, right? That's what you said, faith?
Right.
Faith?
Yeah. Yeah, it says add to your faith virtue.
Right. Add to
You
your
know?
faith virtue. Right. Have morality. Be able to deal with things from a moral perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't just rush into stuff. You know?
know?
See it for what it is. Right.
Right.
You know, look at people for who they are. Some people might come to you in that wicked spirit, but you know, a word or two might set them free from that demon. So you speak it in accordance to whom you speak it to. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it said add to your faith virtue and to virtue knowledge. So how do you get through this virtue? You look at the notable examples. We told Job, Joseph, Yahweh Shah. These are notable examples, right? You gotta look at the accounts and see the virtues that they displayed: integrity, courage, honor. You see what I'm saying? And you apply that to yourself, because that's a part of the faith. You know what I'm saying? To have those virtues. So it's not just about, oh, I know scriptures. I understand what the Bible is saying. I know breakdowns in scriptures. No, you gotta understand the virtues, that the example that's being laid out: courage, integrity, honor, and apply that to your own life. So it's not just about knowing breakdowns in scriptures. It's about applying the word in your own life, carrying out those virtues, embodying those virtues. You know what I'm saying? Embodying virtue itself. Yeah. I got verse 6. Verse 6, 2 Peter 2 and 6. So 2 Peter 1 and 6, Salakia. 2 Peter 1 and 6. And to knowledge, temperance, and to temperance, patience, and to patient godliness. So see, it's a trickling down effect, right?
Say it again, Salakia.
I'll read it again. 2 Peter 1 and 6. And to knowledge, temperance, and to temperance, patience, and to patience, godliness. Right. So it's a trickling down, right? Once you get the knowledge, right, that in turn gives you temperance, right? It means you have the patience to deal with it.
Well, got the patience yet. Temperance is in the manner, like manner. You know what I'm saying? The patience is what you apply to the temperance, right?
Yeah, it's a temperance, patience, yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then to patience, godliness, which is going to allow you to have charity towards your brother, which is going to give you that ultimate love you was talking about from the gate. But you got to finish it. I don't want to jump ahead.
Right. It says to knowledge, temperance, and to temperance, patience, and to patience, godliness. I looked it up here.
Yeah.
It says, according to the Google AI overview, in the King James Version of the Bible, KJV, in the King James Version, KJV of the Bible, temperance is defined as self-control, self-mastery, and habitual moderation in all things. It is the inner strength to restrain desires, control passions like anger, and moderate physical appetites. So, like the Aqua was saying, he corrected me, the water for that. The knowledge is true, because it's going to build that self-control, that discipline.
Yeah.
And then the discipline allows you to be patient. So it stacks up.
Right, because discipline is what? The knowing, right?
Right, self-control.
You know a thing, so therefore it adds discipline to you.
Get
Sit still.
Proverbs 25:28.
Sit on the thing, right? And to know the thing,
Yeah.
it gives you that patience. And patience only works through experience. Patience has come from what? Long suffering.
Yep.
Going through a thing in order for you to see a thing.
How you fellas doing today?
Good, you brother?
How you doing?
How you feeling?
Mentally, physically, spiritually.
Oh, man,
Great,
we
bro.
You
straight,
feeling
man.
religiously, mentally, physically. So I know you feeling religiously great.
Yeah, you feeling good? You feeling good?
All right,
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace. All right. That's a good one. Somebody behind me.
You said Proverbs what?
You finished it?
Nah, that's verse 7.
Yeah.
See? And that patience equal to godliness, which is the fruits of the spirit. Right? And you can go into Ephesians, the 5th chapter, on the fruits of the spirit. But it breaks that, it shows you all the fruits of the spirit. Right? But going into verse 7 of 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 7, and to godliness, brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness, charity. See, that's the fruits of the spirit. Brotherly kindness, charity.
The biggest thing that we can do is charitable works, man. Charitable deeds.
Right.
Giving alms. You understand? Ministering.
Right.
You understand? Everything you can do to help the brotherhood and the ministries go forward, those are charitable acts, man.
Right.
And that's a very big thing, man. And that those 3 verses is heavy. Yeah. They chop heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, that's me too. Yeah. That's not look. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand, like the I put it, he said there are levels. They add on.
Right.
From this you get that, from that you get this.
Yep.
But you can't have one without the beginning, which was diligence, right? Diligence first. But this wisdom that builds up your faith. Now we start to build things on top of it. You understand? Temperance. Not temperance, faith, knowledge, temperance patience. Temperance. Who came after temperance?
Patience, and then patience, godliness.
Godliness. You understand?
Right.
So it's a walk within this
It's a
walk.
process.
It's
He's
definitely
still in the process. The Lord is refining his soul.
exactly.
Yep.
But he said he's gonna say that refining Levi.
Yeah.
That's the priest. That's speaking for the whole nation though, because
What time is it?
About to be, I think 150.
it's 151.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta get ready.
All right.
I gotta be out of here at least by 2.
Right. So like it says in James the 2nd chapter, right? When you go into your brother, right, faith and works, because the charitable acts is helping your brother out with something that he needs. And it gives you an example here in James chapter 2, verse 15. It says, if a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warm and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what do it profit? Like,
Nothing
what is
at
the
all.
point of saying be warm and filled when you didn't give him the things he needs to be warm and filled?
Right.
That's your faith and works. That's the charitable acts. That's what charity is about, helping your brother out
Right.
with the things that he needs. But see, that's going to be produced with the fruits of the spirit. But see, it's a process to get to that, right? To be willing to help your brother out, to have that spirit to be charitable, right? It come with this knowledge, and then it's a process. So you got to get there, you know? Because some brothers got to get more, we're being refined and more, we're being refined like gold in a fire.
Tried like gold in the fire.
Yeah, like gold in the fire, man. So that we'll be more selfless and less selfish, because that's the works of the flesh, to be selfish. You know,
Right.
when you see your brother in need, you're not really trying to look out. You know what I'm saying?
It says selfish. You say selfless.
Yeah, selfless. Like, yeah, that's what the fruits of the spirit is about, being selfless and
this
not
book
being
teaches you
selfish.
not to be selfish.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Yep.
Hey, let me, I can bring this out right quick.
Yeah, go ahead. That's all.
Trying to get my glasses.
You got the Psalm, got the Psalm.
He's on 56.
You really in the kitchen. You got a potato so I can prepare it? We really in the kitchen with it.
We're in the cook, we're in the kitchen, chefing up.
Yes.
Chefing up these acts.
It's like a piano when we teach, you know. I pick that because it's like one steps up and one goes down. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. You ready? This is this Revelations 21:7. It says, he that overcometh shall inherit all things. And I will be his power, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and the unbelieving and the abominable and the murderers and the whoremongers and the sorcerers and the idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So,
Read that real quick. It's fire,
yeah.
man. I know you said that.
No.
I mean, like,
I was doing a breakdown
Oh, my bad.
of the scripture that I just read. But this is all based on what we was talking about. The fearful, right, is attached to murderers, idolaters, whoremongers, right, whoremongers and sorcerers, right. And all of these people are those who are afraid to walk in this faith, man. And when you're unable to walk in this faith, all of these other things you become susceptible to. You become susceptible to the ways of the heathen. You become susceptible to the ways of the world. Because why? You don't have the faith. You don't trust that what you're supposed to believe in. Shalom, huh? All right. You don't trust in the things that you believe in or say you believe in.
Right.
And that's what the Lord said. He said, he that overcometh, right?
Right.
Overcometh what? Doubt, worldly deeds, the pleasure of the flesh, the wanting to be part of all of these heathen
The love of
groups.
the world.
Right, wanting to be a part of the world, right. He that overcometh shall inherit all things. So the Lord is saying, That guy who walks that straight and narrow, man. The one who walks the path, the beaten path, right? Is the one that gets it all, man. And to inherit all things is when the Lord Yahweh Shah says to you, good job, my faithful servant, right? Well done, Salaki. Well done, my good and faithful servant, right? So these are things that we got to take into account, man.
Right.
You know, and that's what this lesson, the destruction of fear. To destroy fear is to be righteous minded, man.
Right. You got to cast
In
it
all
out.
your ways.
Yep,
Right.
cast away fear. And see that fearful, when you read it, what you just read in verse 8, Revelation 20,
Seven.
21 is, no, 8, 21 and 8. But the fearful,
Oh,
yeah, 21 and 8, that fearful is speaking about those that doubt. Like you fearful not timidly, but fearful as in doubt. Like your fear coming from doubt, like you starting to question the Lord, like you don't really believe. That's the fearful, a doubter. You know what I'm saying? You start to doubt, you know, like you just doubt it. You know what I'm saying? You in that doubt spirit. That demon, that spirit overwhelmed you. You know, that's why they going in the lake, because they doubt it. They
right,
doubt
that
what the
doubt,
Lord's saying.
Right. The doubt is what allowed them to be drawn into these things that was quoted.
Yup.
The sorcery, the idolatry, the abominable, the murderers, the unbelievers, you know, and the idolatry. Man. These are the things that put you in it. When you doubt, you accept anything.
And so,
You know, because you, at best, you're looking for comfort. Because you feel naked and exposed. Why? Because you don't want to walk in faith, man. You don't want to walk in this truth. You don't want to go out on a limb. See, walking in this truth is going to make you a lonely man. You understand? And you like, every time I see him, he with a crowd of dudes. Never by myself.
Yep.
So and so, you
Right.
know, you're like, why you know, because he don't have the thing that gives him pats on his back. That might be your bag too, huh? That might give him pats on his back, you know, to make him be like feeling like he's something or somebody.
Right.
And that's all Jake wanted to do, is feel like he's somebody. You know what I'm saying? But in the wrong manner. We gonna leave Jake where he at, because he need to be there. You know what I'm saying? Because without Jake, we are nothing. You understand? Without Jake being who the hell he's supposed to be, 2/3, without them Cooper motherfuckers, we nothing. You understand what I'm saying? We need them to separate us. How can we be separated? How can we be separate?
Right.
You understand? How can we be the 1/3 if it ain't no 2/3?
Right.
All that goes back
You know
to
what I'm
Yahweh Shem Yahushua still.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's the fear, because what once, like you go into Romans 11 chapter with the grafting of the branches, what was once grafted in could be also taken out.
Yep.
So us being grafted in the faith, that faith could be taken away. That's the branch that was grafted in being cut off. You go back to being in the world, being a 2/3. So that's the fear.
Yep.
That's definitely the fear.
That's why you lead them where they at.
You know?
Lead them right where they at, unless the Lord want them to be over here.
Yeah, we walking on eggshells, man.
Yep.
And you will learn that as you grow in the truth. And you move forward as you walking on eggshells. So yeah, that's how that Lord designed the walk to be, man. You ain't supposed to be comfortable. You gotta move like your head on the swivel, you know?
Uh-huh.
That football department is getting killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gonna close it out?
Yeah.
All right, so we closing out. As always, we like to close out with a song. I'm gonna get a song, and then we just gonna finish this lesson. Lord willing, it was edifying to the believers, to all those that listen, you know, and have the faith, you know. Yep. So you Akim Ma'akoff out there.
This was for you.
Yep.
I love how this story was written, man. Strength in. Gonna get through it, man.
Yep.
Come on. Face the,
Yeah, I was holding it because I
Yeah.
didn't want to. Yeah, come on, man.
56. Got it? Huh? All right. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 56. It says, "Be merciful unto me, O power, for men would swallow me up. He's fighting daily, oppresseth me. He fighteth daily, Salakia, oppresseth me. My enemies would daily swallow me up, Salakia. For they be many that fight against me, O thou most high, Yahweh. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. In power I will praise his word. In power I have put my trust. Hold on. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. Every day thy rest with my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together. They hide themselves. They mark my steps when they wait for my soul. Shall they escape by iniquity? In thy anger, cast down people, O power. Cast down the people, Salakia, O power. Thou tellest my wanderings. Put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book when I cry unto thee? Then shall my enemies turn back. This I know, for power is for me. In power will I praise his word. In the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah will I praise his word. In power have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. Thy vows are thy vows are upon me, O power. I will render praises unto thee. For thou hast delivered my soul from death. Wilt not thou deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before power in the light of the living.
And that's the song, man. These are songs.
Yep.
So we're singing. This is that new song.
This is that new
Not
song.
that chunk shit that you be hearing in the building. That's not music in the ears of the Lord. It's this song. Stop.
Yeah.
It's this song, you know. It's this is that new song that's being sung. This is what the Lord want to hear. The truth being brought out, right? This word being broken down properly. This is that new song that's being spoken about in Scripture. And we're singing that new song, right? We on beat too. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
So, hey, hopefully, Lord willing, you know, yeah, and you love the performance because we in front of a cloud of witnesses, as it says in Hebrews 12:1. So, Abba Rapazah, this is an edifying lesson to all those who listen, to all those who believe and watch, right? And, you know, may you be strengthened by the Lord, Yahweh Shalom Shine, continue to faith, stay strong. You know, we're almost out of here, we're almost home, right? So keep the faith, stay strong, and stay prayed up. And Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. And we'll close out by saying, give all honor, praise, and glory to our power.
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bahashem.
All right, double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to the fellow Akim and Akbaf that believe. Right. You keep pushing, keep holding on to the faith, stay strong. Right. We almost home. So we say shalom.
Shalom.
And with that, we're gonna close out by saying, Kwam
Yasharallah.
Yasharallah.
Abad Babor.
Abad Babor.
Shalom.
Shalom,
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Next
Next
time.
Shalom. All right, shalom.